Hello, and welcome to the Project Relax Talk. I am your host, Smokey, and joining with me, as always, is my co host, Spooge.
Hello.
Alright, so today we actually get some things to talk about. Most importantly, I feel we should start with the Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp, get that out of the way.
Yep, it's
Alright,
it's
so,
all out in the open now.
yeah, pretty much. So, what, so I don't, get too deep into it. I'm just gonna let you explain what you know about the case so far.
Hmm. Well, what I know is that she is definitely. What do you think she has? Let's do this because
Yeah,
she constantly lies. She's definitely it's been proven that she's lied about the abuse. So much of going to the extent of using nail polish to like make it look like she has a broken nose.
I I would say she might have sociopathic tendencies, but she's definitely a narcissist.
Definitely a narcissist. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if there's
she.
I don't know if there's I feel like when I see the videos there's like emotional like she I feel like she like switches emotions. What is that like what do you call that? When you're kind of liquid in your emotions, you go from like angry to happy to like
Bipolar, but
depressed.
but I
I mean
I
not that
feel
bipolar, but mood swings.
yeah I feel it's manufactured coming from her actually.
Hmm.
I feel that's disingenuous. I think she's like not real at subconsciously she's letting
Mhm.
her true emotions out and then she realizes she's doing that so she switches up real quick.
Maybe like yeah, narcissistic borderline personality disorder.
Yeah, like she just can't help herself. She doesn't want to show those emotions, but
Hmm.
it's yeah, it's
Or
just
is she
human nature.
secretly a cat?
I
Because I always said that if a cat became a person, it would be the worst, like, psychotic motherfucker ever. That's why they're good just as cats. But
I
just,
she
just, just, and to put this into context, there's one part of the that we learned from because we got their whole life story of their whole like relationship um, through this case. It's all out there now.
yeah,
Uh,
it is.
that she left a little present on
We can
on
go
Johnny
ahead and
Depp's
say it.
pillow.
We're past the minute mark.
Yeah,
We
it wasn't mint.
there was
it
a fucking there was a shit. All
was
right.
it was a turd,
It was
a
good.
giant wretched turd, which I wish I I need to find the source of like of the actual pics because apparently there are some. But just to have the context of what I've heard of like what like because she tried to blame it on the dog
That
and it just
it's a
that
their
didn't cut
dog
it.
is like a 4 pound teacup poodle, and the turd itself is 4 pounds.
And he even said he's like, oh, I know I take her for walks, like I know her poops. They're not that wretched.
Like
And he referred to it as a grumpy.
yes.
There's a grumpy that was left on it like it was a cat that like shat on your pillow because it was mad that you took like a week trip
Oh
away
man.
from home.
Yeah, that it's maddening watching the trial.
Mm.
Just his I have to say fucking Ben Rotten, I think it's Ben Rottenhouse, her attorney, Amber Heard's attorney is a fucking joke, man. Like that is the worst attorney I've ever had to watch. I never want him. He If I ever need an attorney, he will be the last person I go to, and it's because he's absolutely doing it pro bono.
Other than the Kardashian dude, who's the other person that like represented OJ? I want OJ's team.
Yeah, that's the team that I want. Oh, who is the one? Who? What's his name?
Who's the
He's
dude who said the lines, the best lines ever? If the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit.
what was his name?
That dude.
Uh,
That dude knew what he was doing. Yeah, here's a better spot.
I'm looking it up right now.
Okay, OJ's team man, you get away with anything. As
Who was it?
long as you don't mess it up by doing something else after, directly after.
Johnny Cochran.
And have,
Fucking Johnny Cochran.
yeah, I want that dude.
That dude. Yeah, for sure. That's the only lawyer that I trust.
I think he's an activist too.
Hey, he can be whatever as long as he's getting me off for murder. I mean, alleged alleged murder.
It's like, is there like a gay version of that guy?
Oh man. All right, so that I mean, we're not gonna be able to get into this too much, but there's another little detail that might have come out that I kind of was on the fence about it being a domestically violent relationship, but
Mhm.
since I've learned that that the makeup she used to cover up her quote unquote bruises didn't exist, I've completely changed to it's definitely a domestic abusive relationship. Like
Yeah, it's just switched. I
like
mean,
it def
it's she's abusing him.
yeah, like he's never I he
She admitted to punching him
oh
too,
yeah,
like
so
like a bunch of times.
she's admitted to being the first one, like to be the one to initiate fights and everything.
And it seems like anything he just kind of does is probably just like a little smack back or a push back to, because he's being
In
pummeled.
in more self defense than anything, yeah.
Yeah, which and you probably can't even do much because it's probably that awkward situation where you're just like, stop, ah,
uh,
like I don't want to go to jail.
this yeah, for sure. All right, where are we? Okay, so is there anything else we can talk about this trial, or we're gonna have to probably wait until after it's all said and done?
We'll see what it's said and done. Just I mean, careful of how fast you jump on the old cancel train.
Yeah, and we can definitely
Either
say
way, because even like the people who just like start backing people too
yeah
without
for
any
sure.
context.
Yeah, definitely got to obtain the context before you pick your team. But
And then sometimes you have to accept, like, sometimes you don't have full context to actually make a full opinion. I still can't exactly make it. I'm still kind of torn on Mr. Drake Bell because there's even more stuff that kind of came out from his past too, and just like more
oh
context
yeah,
to
we're
his
gonna have to
relationship.
revisit that. We are gonna. I'm glad you brought that up. We are gonna have to revisit that. That is something we're gonna have to rehash. Once
Yeah,
the but I'm gonna have to get a couple of more articles together because it
but
does
that's
seem
what's really hard is because it's actually hard to find anything solid for like as a you have to take a lot of like people's word, and that's even yeah, and you have to like if you're going for Drake Bell's point of view too, a lot of it like even like the receipts that he has, you have to take his word for it.
yeah, and I want to get an article that covers his side and another article that covers the accusing side, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be fair, because I will admit the last time we did covered the Drake Bell situation, I was completely unfair with that. But that's in my I will defend myself. There was only one accuser at the time, and their attorney handled the case very fucking poorly, like so fucking like
Yeah, I
made
think
her
now there's like a total of four.
yeah, there's a total of four. Yeah, there's like
And that's
four
when it
now.
starts getting hard for me to be like, okay, it's like, and there's some of them that are a lot more legit than others too. And then it's like when you start having those types of numbers, that
And
I'm
that's what
starting
I'm
to.
that's what I was
That's a
bringing up,
Cosby
the
situation.
attorney of the one that I kind of like just bashed last time we covered. I kind of bashed
Yeah.
her a bit. I will say I should have bashed her attorney and not her directly, because it was her attorney that fumbled the fucking case like completely.
Hmm. Yeah. Definitely.
Like he could have done way better. He didn't even try to collect any of the evidence that they said that they had. They just
Hmm.
state they had the evidence but never presented the evidence in actual courts. Like, why would you do that? Like that.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, when it comes to a jury, that looks like you're lying about the existence of the evidence.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're uh while we're
But I know he
talking.
did plead guilty to child endangerment.
Yes, he did. He did plead guilty to child endangerment because he did confess to having like giving an under her the first one that he did fess up to giving her alcohol and shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just it's totally not unbelievable. Just of like the culture that he, as a child actor, that he grew up around too.
Yeah, for sure. I the it's the Hollywood culture is a cesspool that
And
unfortunately
he was
will.
Nickelodeon. He was in the Dan Schneider circle.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's that's something very something that I completely forgot about that. But while we're talking about problematic
Is this is this
celebrities.
is this a segue to what? Who? Why am I blanking? Andy Dick.
No, no, this is not a
Oh, okay.
segue to Andy Dick. This is actually a segue into Ezra Miller. Have you fucking the dude that plays the Flash?
I don't know anything about no.
Well, I have an article that goes over the breakdown of Ezra Miller, that has a breakdown of Ezra Miller's downfall, and apparently this one says why the media should put the actor's mental health first. But this dude has been very problematic, skipping all the parts that really don't matter. Can we get into the part where he broke into the? Oh yeah, he choked a fan. Yeah, and it was
What
in
the fan
early.
do?
It was early 2020. The Miller first made headlines for physically threatening demeanor in a video that was a shared in a since deleted tweet. They can be seen choking a woman outside a bar in Iceland. The internet was
Oh,
divided at the time, with meaning assuming it was merely a joke. However, a source from the establishment in question told uh, Variety that this was a serious altercation at the bar and that the man whom they identified as Millard was escorted off the premises. The video shows Miller approaching a young woman saying, "Oh, you want to fight? That's what you want to do?" As he backed up as he backed
sounds
her
like a
up
bitch.
against a wall, the woman, who appears to be laughing and jokingly preparing herself for the fight, is choked by Miller, who then proceeds to throw her to the floor. The individual filming the event responds, "Whoa, bro, bro, bro," and immediately ends the footage. Variety
They thought they were
confirmed.
gonna have a little joke fight. It was an Oscar situation, except it escalated more.
uh, Variety confirmed at the time of reporting that the alleged incident took place around 6 p.m. on April 1st. Oh shit! What a day to occur.
So that's a perfect date. If you're a celebrity, commit your crime on April 1st, because then maybe people will think it's a joke.
But there is harassment, at least at as for the latest news surrounding the performer. It was a on March 29th, 2022, that the news broke of Miller's arrest by Hawaii Police Department, which had occurred the previous day on charges of disorderly conduct and harassment. In a post published on the police department's Facebook, details of the case were revealed. Responding to a call regarding a disorderly customer outside of a bar in uh, Helu, investigators later determined the individual in question was Miller, who had become
Hmm.
increasingly agitated by karaoke singers at the establishment. According to the Associated Press, the karaoke goers were belting out Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga's Shallow before they were accosted by Miller. Miller began yelling obscenities and at one point grabbed the
Wait,
microphone from a
why was he pissed?
because they were singing.
At a karaoke bar?
Yeah, at a karaoke bar.
Was it like during his set? Was he up there like trying to sing My Way? And
No, no, it was these people set. They were singing. It was these people set.
did he just charge up on stage and start swinging on people?
Apparently, Miller began yelling obscenities at one point, grabbed the microphone from a 23-year-old woman singing karaoke, and later lunged at a 23-year-old man playing darts. The bar owner asked Miller to calm down several times to no avail. The post read, "Charge on both offenses. Bail was set at $500. The Fantastic Beasts favorite provided the bail and was subsequently released."
First off, fuck that series of movies. And second off, he just went on berserk mode. It sounds like. I mean, I wonder if this was like. I mean, it does sound like a state of psychosis. I wonder if there's any type of
Oh, it's
also
we're
any
not
drug on
done.
top of there.
We
Because
are we're
because
not
we've seen
done.
this before.
We're
We've
not
seen this before.
we're not done. We're we're not done. Restraining order. Uh, just hours after his release, police were called to uh, hostel property, a hotel property, where residents claimed the 29-year-old actor had burst into their bedroom and threatened them. The couple in question filed a restraining order the against Miller the following day, alleging they also stole their belongings. The order, which was temporarily granted, suggested the Justice League star burst into the bedroom of the proprietors and threatened the male partner, saying, "I will bury you and shit your wife." God damn it. I shouldn't be laughing.
Sort of like a Randy Quaid situation. Not as complex. I mean, we don't really have this guy's side of the story yet.
Just a week later, the petition was dropped once again in Hawaii. Miller was arrested for assault. Hawaii Police Assistant Chief Kenneth Quelch told the Assistant Press that while the actor has been visiting the state, they had been the source of at least 10 police complaints since March 7th, 2022, with no
Oh, we know
indication of
Ezra.
how long Miller has been staying on the island. They were Manian incidents, a Hawaii pendage term ga- that can mean minor or small, such as filming people at a gas station, refusing to leave a sidewalk area of a restaurant, and arguing with people, the publication continued.
I wonder if he's thinking about like if he's into the gang stalking type of thing. That's what it almost seems like, especially the filming people. and like
probably
getting confrontational. Like he's like, "Are you following me? Are you following me?"
like it's crazy that he's what stardom can do to you. Like I definitely driving him insane. And did you know Roseanne Barr was a victim?
I'm not. I didn't know, but I'm not really surprised.
She was a victim of witch burning. she she obviously
Oh,
she yeah
I'm not surprised
yeah
about that either.
she 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 is a victim of cancel culture and she is crying about it. She believes that she was done wrong justice for
Oh,
her the
I thought it was gonna
comments.
be about I thought it was gonna be literal witch burning, like someone tried to actually burn her in the woods for being a witch. I thought we were gonna get some cool, like, crazy Roseanne Barr shit, but now it's just her whining about people got mad because she was all pro Trumpy, and then I I wouldn't. I feel like I wouldn't have really canceled her. Uh, she already just kind of belongs in that like fringe class of celebrities anyway. Like, uh, I totally believe her when she says that she thought the bitch was white.
And we're back. You got cut off again.
Yes, I
Probably
did.
Roseanne. You wouldn't have canceled Roseanne.
I have to explain all that again.
No, no. I was actually gonna say because we obviously for some reason can't
She's
talk about
crazy.
that. Yeah, she's crazy.
I give her crazy pass.
But we're gonna move on from the celebrity talk. I found an article.
We don't want to talk about Andy Dick.
What about Andy Dick? Oh yeah.
Well, we're still on celebrities, but that you could slip Andy Dick in there and his misadventures.
Yeah, we might as well. Yeah, get into Andy Dick.
He got mugged at Treasure Island. Like he's just been like out and about, and like all I know is like it started. His like crazy spree has started from his like him getting mugged, Treasure Island, his like phone stolen, and like since then he's been like jumping on like different like live streamer like RVs, like partying with them, and to the point when like one live streamer is called like Whammy.
Yeah.
Whammy, it's yeah, I think it's his name. Like actually like was keeping them at his house like not at gunpoint, but he did draw his gun at like several like other like live streamers that are trying to get Andy Dick out of there. And he was just like he literally went full on like Mac from It's Always Sunny to the point when he's saying like he's like he needs to initiate like the security protocol, which Andy Dick like made fun of him for. Andy Dick is just like he Wavy was saying like he's like oh I'm actually like I kept him like 16 days sober except like only on beer and like alcohol. So but Andy's like drunk as fucking possibly in like a dementia state from a possible head injury from the mugging. Because
And
from like a lot of word from what I've heard is that, that a lot of people don't think he actually ever sought any medical treatment after that.
oh
Oh yeah,
man,
this
that's
guy
not
also
good.
cracked him in the ribs. Cracked him in the ribs. He
And
was Andy was hitting him though.
why is nobody? Why is nobody? I know Andy.
The cops rescued him already.
Okay, good. Okay.
Cops rescued him, but they just kind of like let him go with another live streamer. A Captain Content is his name. He got him out of there and actually like took him to like his boyfriend and stuff too. Um,
But I don't trust Captain Content.
that's yeah, and that's where Andy Dick tried to molest a dude.
What?
Sort of try to he kind of sleep banded a dude. It was like some dude called Sonic something. He was like another live streamer. Um, and I guess like he'd been kind of like playfully flirting with Andy the whole time, you know, like playing gay. Um, and then like on live stream. You can actually look it up. Like Andy is obviously fucked up. Like goes to see that Sonic's like just laying down. He's like, ooh, and he starts like messing with his like pants zipper and stuff, like cuddling up to him and like unzipping his pants and like sticking his hand down his pants and stuff until like one of the guys like noticed on the live stream like, we should stop that from happening.
I'm I'm glad
Because
playing
he's
with
about to whip
someone.
it out. Because he's about to whip it out. But so they thought there was gonna be like some backlash on that, but apparently the Sonic dude didn't care. And
That's
Andy is
content,
with
man. That's
and,
content.
and
That's the life.
Andy has moved on to some like party with like some dude he's trying to hook up with. So that's the last of Andy.
I
But
I hate
hopefully,
I hate to say it for someone that dabbled in the quote unquote live streaming world. Sometimes you gotta get that saucy content.
mhm. I think that dude, like, even just like from one day, like the whammy dude, like why he was being that aggressive about keeping him was like he like made like $25,000,
Oh, I can only imagine how much money you'd make hanging out with
which
Andy.
is why we need to find Andy Dick. Like he's apparently like if you anyone who just like lives in Hollywood has an Andy Dick story because you can just find him on the street and at some street corner. If you like look at a gutter, he's probably there.
Yes. Oh
And
my
he
god.
always needs a ride. Just be like, hey man, need a ride? And then you just use the amount of time that takes to get him to wherever he's going, which it could be like hours. You don't know how far he's asking. Get some content out of it.
What what if it what if it ends up being the American Dad episode?
It probably would. Or he'd probably just try to molest us.
Kidding yet?
But at the very least, we could beat him up. I
I,
mean,
yeah,
he's easy
Andy.
to push off. You just gotta be like, ah. You'd be like, no, swipe or no swipe. And
Yes.
then you use his ADD against him. You get him on something else. You're like,
Oh
no,
man.
no, just do some blow. Do the blow. No, no, don't
I
blow
was
me. Don't blow me.
oh man. The celebrity the celebrity world is getting to the unhinged part and I love it.
See, it's
Like
like
now.
there's that like elitist part of it, but then you have like those you got your Andy Dicks. I guess your Ezra's, but I don't know. That's a little
I,
different. It's going a
yeah,
little bit more hardcore.
yeah. Just having complete utter make mental breakdowns just
I'm
because.
against crowd killing. Okay.
I mean, if what what do you mean you're against crowd killing? What does that have to do with anything?
I mean, if you just looked at it like a party, I don't know. If like Ezra is the dude that's crowd killing, who's like full on
Okay,
full force
yeah,
donkey
gotcha.
punching people in the crowd.
He's the buzz killer. He's the
Mhm.
buzz kill. Yeah, gotcha. I thought you were fucking talking about Travis Scott for a second. I was like, the fuck?
Oh, that's a different type of crowd killing.
Oh shit. That
It's a crowd. That's a crowd crush.
that is true crowd killing. But we can't really talk about that. I was actually trying. There's no really healthy segue out of this now.
I just wanted to talk about Andy Dick diddling some dude's balls.
No,
Honestly,
that's fine. I completely forgot about the Andy Dick situation. I'm glad you brought it up.
now we can move on from celebrities.
But
Said
the
you had an article.
yeah, I found an article. The title is "A Class of Kindergarten Accidentally Drank Tequila During Snack Time." Yeah.
That's the cool kid.
These are the cool. A whole class, not just
The whole
one.
class?
A whole class of kindergarten.
It's one. It's one glass. It's one glass. It's one glass. I don't know how it happened. You just be like, make sure that doesn't happen again. I don't think anybody needs to fired with that. That's just a good time.
But yeah, apparently a kindergarten class in Michigan accidentally drank tequila during a snack time. A student brought
Most of
oh
them probably
God,
spat it out.
Lord,
Tequila
fucking
is fucking awful. Can't imagine the kindergartens like enjoying that. Those are just like Jorge in the back. Maybe a couple ambers.
uh,
Yeah, I mean, it's like I feel like I've heard so many stories of like the pot brownies being in like even elementary bake sales. There's like it's like a shot of tequila and
Okay,
these kids are
see,
fine.
okay, a student brought in Juan Charvos ready to drink margaritas, and the children thought it was juice. One of the
Ah,
children felt woozy and a little dizzy after having 4 or 5 sips. Oh no,
oh
they
damn, they're taking on full on those full on little like that's
they got hammered, dude.
dude. That's
like,
like the best day at kindergarten when you get a hold of those. That's
like
like
these fucking lucky ass little fuckers.
that's when you go and you put a couple more in your backpack for later.
Like, oh my god.
We're gonna need a little bit to help come back from the hangover.
The girl poured it in her cup and she drank it, and the girl ended up telling her what it is, and she went and told the teacher there is liquor in the cup.
Snitch,
Yeah, fucking
snitch.
snitch. God damn it. There's always a snitch,
Chug
though.
it, chug it, chug it. That's when you're in the class. You see, because she probably tells everything, and you start seeing her go up to the teacher. You have to start chugging that shit.
What a day for these kindergarteners just to fucking
They probably
get their.
learned more that day than on any other day in
Yeah,
kindergarten.
unfortunately though, this probably one or two of these might develop a habit from this from now on because it's been
Probably.
introduced so early. But
Out of any drug
I edit I
that is
it's
actually a gateway, alcohol is definitely an actual
yeah,
gateway.
for sure. But out of anything, I would love for this to happen to me in kindergarten.
Yeah, this is a fun day. For
That it was just a simple, fun mistake. No one actually got hurt from it. And a kid,
I was picturing little like tiny little tequila shots. I'm like, yeah, they're fine.
no, they were having full on fucking margaritas, dude.
Hell yeah, that's Margarita Day. That's a new day for school.
Oh,
Margaritaville played.
yes. Oh, man. All right, and while we are on school subjects, Everywhere Babies, a picture book celebrating infants, just got banned.
Was it because of the little naked babies?
Probably. I have this. I just. These were random articles that I snatched up real quick that I was like, oh, these are something interesting, especially the the kids drinking tequila. I was very I'm glad that delivered a because at first I thought maybe it was just oh that they had a tiny little sip, but then, knowing that there was a classic kindergarten,
They
it's
had
just like
Margarita Capri Suns, basically.
yeah, just like having a margarita day.
hmm That's getting them prepared for like the fun that they're gonna have when they're adults.
Yeah, for sure.
See, And they're gonna that teaches them that it's actually not too much difference. You know, they're sipping on their Capri Suns, getting that sugar high, and they grow up and they're sipping on those margarita Capri Suns to get fucking wasted.
The book, the band books, the addresses subjects such as race, LGBT. Oh,
Oh, they're gay babies.
oh. No, no, no. This is the. I hate the fucking name of the bill. This is because of the "Don't Say Gay" bill in Florida that's going on right now. That I'm glad this. I'm actually glad I brought this up. I'm glad I found it. We can actually talk about that. The don't gay. It's basically the anti-groomer bill, to where they just want to stop discussing gender and sexuality with kids in elementary school, basically
Where?
in Florida.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not surprised.
like I
Yeah, that'll solve things. Who's pushing that? It's I could see both sides having a reason for that. Who's really doing that? Is that a left or right thing?
I'm not sure. The only thing I know, Disney was going against it, and they got major backlash for going against it because people are
Must be right wing.
people are taking the name of the bill and misinterpreting what the bill actually is doing. It's not like going, "Oh, you can't say gay," and fucking say they just don't want teachers, basically parents don't want teachers teaching their second graders about their
Mm,
gender and sexuality. Like that's not
gotcha.
their place.
Mm,
That's all the bill does is eliminate that from
gotcha.
happening. And
So
people are
then why is it making this book banned?
because it talks about because it the bill also in I guess also includes race, and the book is I guess talks about race.
What does it say? Like this kid has more melatonin, and that's not allowed anymore.
I guess I
We can't point out that like kids look different.
I mean that's a little overboard if that's what the bill does, but I'm
See that's why I'm
fully
starting to think this is a right wing thing because
I
when it comes to like the race thing they that's why they've been really pushing against this other type of
well, that just
history
eliminates
curriculum.
them teaching race at all. That they're just not teaching it in elementary to your second grade. They're
Yeah,
not teaching the concept of race.
yeah. But that could I just know that there's also been debate in Florida and like a lot of those states that they've been wanting to switch the history curriculum to look more into the slavery, into the like the negative effects of like colonialism and stuff, and like the right wingers have been pushing against that one, and they kind of want the more kind of vanilla history thing,
Yeah,
you know?
this ain't gonna tackle any history though. This ain't
Yeah,
gonna
that's why
affect
because
history per se. It's just gonna affect certain science. It's more gonna affect what they teach scientifically to elementary schoolers, and that's the thing. In middle school and high school, it is gonna be fair game, which I completely understand. You shouldn't a second grader shouldn't really be focused on whether it's a boy or girl. To be honest, they should be just worried about being a fucking kid. You know.
yeah, I got you,
So
man.
they and I that's why
That's why, like, even if that's like that's why I'm just trying to hit through because a lot of these laws will have that aspect, and that's what they pushed for. But then it usually has a lot of other caveats for them to kind of dog whistle and to like push in some secret like things to actually go against like
it's
education
hard
of any
to
type
say because
with gay
this is the first time I've even heard
and race.
anything race equivalent to the
Mm.
everywhere babies probably like mentioned something, but this is the first time that I mentioned that I've heard any race be mentioned in the bill whatsoever. I've only heard about gender and sexuality.
Yeah, that's why because that's why I need more context about what's in the book. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's very vague and like is just like a vague mention of just like something that it
But that
just kind of still on like vaguely goes
there
under the law, and that's what they'll start doing is just like taking out like a bunch of books that are just like even slightly seem like they might cross in that area, and it just kind of is like, oh, okay, it gets kind of ridiculous at a point.
Yeah, this is probably a ridiculous ban. I'm not gonna dispute that, but I'm just bringing this up because it brings up the discussion of the don't say gay bill in Florida.
Yeah,
I
gotcha.
didn't plan for it to, but since the article brought it up, I might as well take the segue.
Mhm. Yeah, just whenever I start hearing those bills, I start getting red flags and being like, how are they really using that?
Yeah,
You
this
know?
is completely that's what I hate the title of, because once you actually get into the bill, it's like focused on children. And that's
Hmm.
the main thing. It's just talking about how it's not going to be okay to talk, you know, different sexualities, hetero, homo, either or. You can't talk about it to your third grader or
Yeah,
your.
the bill's name is weirdly like combative.
And
It
it,
come
and Disney has definitely jumped on the bandwagon of like bashing the bill before like they even like looked
Yeah,
into
so it's
it.
definitely a right wing
To
bill.
be honest, it's more of an anti-grooming bill because it is a grooming tactic to introduce sexuality
It is.
early into a child's life and that kind of stuff. Like you don't it's very wrong to expose a fucking 7-year-old to any kind of sexual nature whatsoever.
Yeah, yeah, definitely agree with that. And there's definitely a sort of a medium for that because I definitely you wait till around 11 and 12 when they're going to be starting to
To
have
actually
those urges,
yeah.
and you give them a kind of basic general thing and let them make their own conclusions. I think
And this is
give
going
them some room.
to and this is aiming to do that. That's what the
Mm-hmm.
bill is actually aiming to do.
But I wouldn't
It's
be surprised if there's some weird caveats in there because just the name is really combative. So that means it was definitely a right wing legislation, and that makes me suspicious of things that they may have snuck in there.
yeah, I'm completely understand. I will have to look more into it, and we will actually talk about that later, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's pretty much it. We can talk. New PlayStation Plus is rolling out June 13th.
I didn't know there's a new one. Is that like for the PS5?
No, it's gonna be for the subscription service. They are merging PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now together,
Okay.
and I'm actually probably gonna get it because they're finally going to make PlayStation library of PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games available
Ooh.
on PlayStation 4 finally. So that'll be fun to be able to, and you'll be able to actually download them to your system and stuff like that. PlayStation 3 will also be available, but only for streaming, and I do not, even when it comes to, I'm completely against streaming video games because we we've experienced it through share play. Like you know how streaming a video game is. It's like the
Yep.
most it's the worst experience ever. I tried to play Saints Row 3 during through play not 3 but 2 through PlayStation Now, and I just could not do it.
Mm.
But yeah,
So, yeah, it'll open up some new avenues of things that we can play on the channel.
yeah, for sure. We definitely need to get into something soon cuz
I want to do the Arkham game soon.
oh, we can actually probably do that
Yeah.
because I have all three of them. So that's probably what we'll do. And we can wrap this up now. I think we've gone on long enough with the
Mm.
two, if not 30 minutes is long enough. If you've been listening this long, thank you so much. This been a little disjointed because I didn't want to flat out read the articles this time.
I thought it flowed nice.
But yeah, thank you so much if you've been listening this long. Please like or comment dislike on the video and share it around. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. And do you have a sign off that you want to give, Spooge?
If you see Andy Dick around or have any Andy Dick stories, put them down below.
Yeah, give us your Andy Dick stories in the comments. Fuck yeah. Alright, this will be a bye bye.
Bye bye.